How often do you take your blood pressure? Is it just once a year when you do your annual exam? Or are you like me, you own your own machine and you take it on a regular basis? And what's regular? Well, we're going to talk about that in this short video today. Hi, I'm Danna Demetre with Lean Healthy Ageless and the co-author of the Eat, Live, Thrive diet. Okay, gals, I am now 71 years old. I have had a consistently healthy lifestyle, healthy diet, healthy weight, daily exercise, all those good things for years. And my blood pressure tended to run on the healthy low side. And by the way, what's a healthy blood pressure? We used to always hear that number, 120 over 80. That's systolic, the high number over the low number, 120 over 80. Like that was the ideal. Do you know that the American Heart Association in 2021 changed their standards? And now 120 over 80 is the absolute maximum any age group should be. We want to ideally be below that, and we're considered in first stage or level 1 hypertension when we go over that amount. Well, here's what happened with me in my early 60s. After all these years of a low normal blood pressure, I was checking mine periodically just for health purposes, because high blood pressure, hypertension, is considered the silent killer. You can't feel it. And I started to see my numbers going up, 140 over 90. Even on occasion, I was seeing something really high, like 160 over 100. It was really alarming me, and I would check my blood pressure more and more often, and sometimes it was back in the totally normal, healthy range. I had no idea what was going on. Well, maybe I kind of did, because I was under a lot of stress back then. There were things going on out of my control in my life, and I needed to figure out how to deal with that stress because I didn't even know I wasn't dealing with it. I'm that semi-recovered type A personality that seems to handle stress and life challenges well, but the truth is my body was clearly not handling it. What I've discovered in this last decade, from my early 60s to now 71 years old, is I have kind of a fluctuating blood pressure, and it's very important that I take my blood pressure, if not daily, at least weekly. Interestingly, I hadn't taken it for about a week before I started this video today. And so when I took it, I can go back and look at my earlier readings, and my last reading was well under 120 over 80. Today, when I took my first reading in prep for this video, I was shocked. I was at 143 over 95. Whoa. Of course, you never take just one when it's high. I took the other arm, and then I went back to the left arm again, and it was still running high. So what did I do? What I always do, I went to my natural supplement, which is called HTN. It's a natural blood pressure control supplement. It's not a pharmaceutical. And when I'm finding myself in a higher range, I always take that 1 or 2 capsules. My naturopathic doctor, Dr. Mark Stengler, recommended it to me almost 10 years ago, and it has been my go-to supplement. I don't take it every day. If my blood pressure is running on the lower side, I don't need it, but I do need to monitor to know. The second thing I did is I took a deep breath and just said, okay, girl, for whatever reason, your system's on overdrive today. Maybe I'm operating more in that sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight. We don't always know that we are. Lots of things on my mind. We just had a new grandbaby this week. I've got some upcoming deadlines and things to get done, and perhaps I'm more stressed than I thought. And so I did some deep breathing, a little prayer and relaxation. And I also have something called a biomat. It's PEMF therapy. PEMF stands for pulse electromagnetic frequency. And I have one of those biomats, and I put it on the hypertension mode and went and laid on it for about 5 minutes and came back and took my blood pressure. Interestingly, it went down to 121 over 85, and that was in about 30 minutes. I don't even know if the HTN had kicked in yet. Whatever it takes, we need to be very aware of what our blood pressure is so we can take action. Because God created us with such an amazing mind-body connection, there is so much we can do to bring our blood pressure down. As I mentioned, deep breathing, meditation. I'm a Christian, so I like to do Christian meditation. And something called tapping, emotional freedom technique. Tapping is a strategy that can help move you from the sympathetic nervous system to the parasympathetic nervous system. That's from the fight or flight kind of response that our body is in much of the time to the rest and renewal response. I'll talk about EFT tapping in another video, but what I want to leave you with today is, if you don't have a monitor, get one. And if you have one, Take your blood pressure on a regular basis. I've included links to the HTN natural blood pressure control supplement that I use. Always check with your doctor to make sure it's an appropriate one for you. I will say we've had several clients that under the direction of their doctor have moved off their pharmaceuticals and take the HTN, and it's working very well for them. Everybody's a little bit different. But remember, heart disease is the #1 killer of postmenopausal women. Do your part to know your heart and your blood pressure.